GM, this is Blue Eye Queen. Today is Tuesday. We're rocking out another daily podcast. I'm really excited for today's session. This is a special one, a personal connection, another artist and fashion friend. So it's going to be kicking off for a real good one. So before we get started, we're going to give everybody a couple minutes to get in the chat, and they can say hello and they can give our GMs. But I want to first take a step back and talk about the mission of these podcasts. So I am a person with a unique ability, a physical disability. And so the majority of my audience also has unique abilities. And so one of the suggestions of my audience is to have live subtitle captions included in the stream. So although I am working on creating this spot myself, I was able to obtain a small grant from Ape Chain Architect. Thank you so much for that whole team and all of your support and your excitement so that they could allow me to have subtitles added after the video. So although it's not a quick fix right away, I am working and making a platform for everyone to be able to come and be immersed and engaged, because I know that there's not many out there for individuals that have not only hand or sign language or access with hearing or sight, but there's also language limitations too. We have viewers that tune in from Spain and Germany and all over the globe, and this language subtitles will allow folks to be able to tune in real time and have that same momentum and that same feeling that they can hear us and understand us and be a part of that. So without further ado, I'm going to give the chat a couple more minutes. We like to give at least that 5-minute marker to get folks started, but I'll do a quick backstory on myself. I'm Blue Eye Queen. I started my NFT Web3 journey in 2021. I started by launching my own collection on OpenSea. Just one moment here. I have a service animal now that likes to, excuse me, that's not yours. Hey, it's not yours. She likes to clean up my floor, even though it's already clean. You want to come say hi? You're making all this noise? Gotta have her say hello since she's making all the noise. Okay, very nice. You're still my favorite. Okay, very good. So I started my Web3 journey in 2021. I launched a collection on OpenSea. And then shortly after that, I hosted an Art Basel show, and then with NFTs in the Moshmana district downtown Miami. And then Yuga Labs had brought me on as their social media manager. And then from there, it just set sail. So here we are now, many years later. It feels like I've been in this Wild West for so long. I'm really stoked to be able to make all these different connections, as well as kind of raising the bar for what inclusivity should be. Because it's really important that we have a space and a place where all of us can, again, come together and be able to engage, because that just doesn't exist right now. And it's coming as soon as I bring it. I'm going to be able to allow others to be able to use it as well. So I would like to give a intro to our next guest here. I'm going to pull up his flyer. Many of you know Pauser. He's an amazing man. He's a family man. He's an artist. He's a dreamer. He's a builder. He's a doer. I was so impressed with all of the different intricacies about Pauser. I mean, if you look at his profile, which I'm going to pull up here in a few minutes, he breaks the barriers. He does everything from physical to digital. There are no limits for him. I remember when I first had laid eyes on Pauser, it was in the support queue while working for Yuga Labs, and it was to approve his Made by Apes license. And then I was like, wow, I really hope one day that I'm able to meet this person, because I just find that his spirit is so cool and so unique, and it brings such a fresh taste to this world of the Web3. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring up Pauser. Hey, Pauser.
Hello, GM. Thank you for warm intro. I'm really happy to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation, definitely, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be here with all of you. You know.
Yes, GM. Everyone's saying hello in the different channels on Twitter and Abstract, and thanks y'all for tuning in for another session with us. It's we like to go ahead and go off and give that one-on-one conversation. And so today, before we get started, Prosser, can you give everybody a quick intro on who you are as a graffiti artist and a designer, and where you're from?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm a graffiti artist and designer based in Czech Republic, and I'm here in my studio right now, working on some new canvases and new artworks for my upcoming exhibition, and also as a like fashion and made by apes designer. I'm doing the silk scarves, which is like one of my let's say hard thing, and I've been studying clothing design for a long time. So when I came into like NFTs and all the crypto related things, I started with my first edition of scarves back in 2021. So I released the first collection on Zora with the guys from Zora, which was like, I think it was sold out in few days, and that time I didn't even understand what those NFTs are basically, So I didn't understand why people just buying the images instead of just the real silk, So that was my first experience with NFTs and with all those, like, for me, the time super crazy world. But as a creator, I really quickly understand how it works, and for me was some additional value to the things what I'm doing, and since then I got into the Bored Ape community and met Blue and all the nice people from the community. So because of that, I'm now more free. I'm like able to do what I want. So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm really happy I'm part of that journey, with you.
And your energy just like shines through the screen. You can tell that you're a very genuine person. You're passionate about your art. So I'm gonna kick it off into the first few questions that we have. How do you maintain that authenticity about yourself through your artwork when you're going through all of these different pressures and trends? Because you just mentioned something that clicked is, why wouldn't they want the physical, and what is this digital? How do you maintain that authenticity to kind of skew your ways to keep up with the trends?
It's, I don't know, actually. It's going from me, the inspiration what I got. It's is like everything around me, and I'm trying to be consistent in the work what I'm doing, and it doesn't matter if it's like digital or physical, or if it's graffiti or pixel perfection. I'm trying to keep my own style and put it to like the different type of media. So for me is the key thing to stay consistent what I'm doing. So I would say this is motivates me to every time be better, because you shouldn't be as an artist like 100% satisfied every time, so every time I'm trying to push it more forward in the terms of what I'm doing. Sometimes it's quite hard. Sometimes you need to find inspiration completely somewhere else than you would expect, but this is the way of the artist, and I love to explore the trendy ways and uh, tweak it by my own, to use the same tool what I'm using. Still, I'm still like in the heart of graffiti artists, so I'm still using like all those spray paint inspirational things, which and every time I'm like putting inside of the artworks the graffiti pieces, or just throw ups or something from what came from graffiti culture.
Yeah, and you can tell that you like to mix these medias. Like I've noticed that you're not just using like one form of style. And I'm an artist, so I can call those types of things out. Can you share with us a little more about where that creativity comes from and then why you like to use these different styles?
Yeah, I think for me is the like to work with different type of media, even if it's like the fashion silk scarf, or if it's like pottery, or if it's like, I don't know, clothing or canvas. uh for me it's just the medium, and I'm trying to apply all my style to like different medias, which is, you know, like I said, to keeping the consistency on what I'm doing, is just to make the stamp on different type of medias, you know. So even if it's car, or even if it's whatever, uh, I'm still doing the same thing. I don't want to like jumping from like the oil paint, from the acrylics, or from different type of brushes or whatever. I'm working more or less with just the spray cans, and in the digital, I'm using iPad and the digital tools, but still it comes like from graffiti and from freehand, because I've been working for a long time as a UI designer for like 15 years, working for startups and doing the iPhone apps, or things like that, where you had to be super perfect and pixel perfection, everything had the rules. But for me, uh, this is the something what you can do freely. You don't have any boundaries, you don't have any borders, so you can just grab the spray can and write the name, you know. And it's kind of egoist a little bit, but the name Pauser is now work as a brand as well, but I'm still like spreading the word as a graffiti, you know. It doesn't matter if it's logo, or if it's just signature on a scarf, or if it's something. For me it's just about the spreading the word.
I love that. And you have so much amazing things that we want to pull from. There's comments coming in so far and a couple questions. So I'm going to fire them off at you. You've got everybody excited. You're just glowing. First question from the audience is, where does the name Pauser come from?
You know, it was when I started graffiti journey. It was like from when I was 12, you know, or 11 or 12, and I found some like old spray cans in my grandfather's garage, and we've painted all over the garage with some crazy text, and then I realized, okay, I want to be graffiti artist, you know, because it was after immediately after like communist revolution, or velvet revolution, you know, when the communist regime falls down, and we started to see like the influences from US and from MTV and all those things. So I see you need to have a name, you know. So I started with the name as a NASA, which was like, you know, space program. and and then, because
Okay.
for me was like completely out of space, you know.
Yep.
And then I just had changed the name because of some troubles, you know, like as usual graffiti artists has some
Totally.
troubles. And yeah, I it was basically based on like the letters. I like that letters, you know. So I switched some of them, and since like 13, 14, I started to write just pause, PAUS, and then Pauser, or Pauser with double R, came, and it remains to me for like almost 20 years. So it was not like a lot of my friends graffiti artists were changing the name every second week, you know, like for graffiti tags or something. But I try to keep it for myself as a brand, and I want to evolve it. And I it was, you know, in graffiti is a every time challenge when you got some letters, and every time one of those letters, you need to tweak it to push it more in the forward, because sometimes you are just fine with PAU, and you need to figure it out as with some new fresh style, or whatever. So that was like evolving in a time, and yeah, now I'm here with the pauser and double R, whatever, ER, or just pause. I'm mostly just writing. When I do graffiti, I'm doing just pause because it's shorter, and pauser is more like the name only.
Oh, that is awesome. I did not know that about you. I like it's always fun to hear about the history of where the names came from. 'Cause for me, when I'm thinking of pauser, it's like I want to pause and just like evaporate myself around your artwork. So everybody has
Yeah,
a
I've
way.
never thought about it like this, in when I started with the name. I never like I never put any like idea to that, that was only the name, I didn't care about the meaning.
Yeah, and you like to tag all over the world. Like this is a one in Mexico, right? So what inspires you? These are questions that are coming in. What inspires you for the places that you want to travel, and why do you go there?
It was more related when I was traveling more, was because of my work when I was traveling as a like UI designer or just graffiti artist. So those places, for example, in Mexico here, you are able to paint almost everywhere. It's just about to ask somebody, or even not, just come and paint, and people like that. It's not possible in Europe, or not possible in US, because it's forbidden. So you need to choose the spots, or if you are going to do illegally, you need to be hidden somewhere. So uh yeah, but choosing the spots, like, mostly for me as a graffiti artist, I would say, like, all the crypto, or like NFT, Bored Ape, Yacht Club, is super related to graffiti, because it's same vibe. We know each other, with like the names of your handle, and the community works almost the same, on the same level. So when you come somewhere, every time you will find somebody who can be immediately your friend, and it, like, this guy will be your friend, like, until the end of your life. It's same like with you, because we've met, and it's, the relations between those communities are pretty same. So choosing the places for painting when I was traveling, it's almost about the meeting new people as well, and networking, painting together with them, and creating something together. It's just, you can go to paint the train, or metro, or something, but uh, you need to be hooked up with that people. You need to trust him, at least for something, if you are going to the train yard or somewhere.
Yeah, that seems like it could be like dangerous business if you are moving around and there's no lights on and things are
Yeah.
happening, but it's a thrill. Sounds like it's
Yeah,
a
and even
fun
you are,
thrill.
if even you are going to some place where you've never been, so it's quite danger, and super adrenaline things, which I wasn't like look for so much. I was more like about the connecting with the good artists and good people, and do some fun, and get a chill.
Yeah, I get the same vibes when I'm painting with my abstract. I love it. It just keeps the creative juices flowing and all that good stuff. And lots of friends are very interested in our interview today. One of them is asking, can you share what your creative process is from concept to completion? Do you start with sketching, or how do you an iPad? Do you have any tips for folks that are listening?
Yeah, it depends what type of projects I got, but mostly I'm sketching. Uh, these days I'm more sketching on iPad, because it's easier when you are traveling. You don't need to care about like so much pencils and stuff. But I'm still sketching and drawing on the screen, on a paper as well, not just the screen. But uh, it depends on what I'm like. When I'm sketching just graffiti, it's still like evolving. It's just the letters and still trying to push them forward in some, like, let's say, dynamic way, or more crazy way, how to write the letters. And when I'm doing the canvases and paintings, I'm starting more with super super tiny small images, like just the small squares. When I try, uh like, it's just the scribbles, like just something, and it doesn't need to mean anything, but it's more about just catching uh the ratio and the concept, so trying to find the balance, like with the composition. And then, based on the composition, what I would like to achieve, I'm just putting together some elements, what I'm doing, and I would say my process could be something similar, like, let's say, when music producers are sampling some things, like when you take some part of from old music, one from some drums or whatever. So that's how I work as well. From my inspiration, I took some inspiration from nature. I took some inspiration from, let's say, my dreams, and something from like real life, and combine all those small elements together, and slowly putting all those things to make the composition. That's more now, speaking more about the canvases what I'm painting. But yeah, trying to put all those things together, maybe sometimes you would say those things even can't be connected in a normal way, but I'm trying to put opposites, like, let's say, bad and good, white and black, and mix it all together, and comes with some crazy ideas.
It's amazing. I love to hear different artists and how they formulate their plan. I'm the same way. I've got it all up here, and then slowly but surely just laying everything down from start to finish. And another person that's asking in the abstract channel, do you listen to any music, or how do you get your mindset in that place?
Yeah, I think music for me, it's taking like big role in my creative process, because I'm listening, and I've been DJing for a long time, and I'm listening a lot of, like, let's say, funk and soul music, and hip hop, and all those, like, let's say, sampled originals as well, so I'm trying to dig in more. Like, super inspiring for me, it's like Madlib or JD, or all those, like, music producers. When I was kid, I was listening just Michael Jackson, and like, sometimes, like, drummer Phil Collins, and stuff like that. But more I got into hip hop, I wanted to dig in more to the original samples, and all the guys from Detroit, like DJ House Shoes, and you know even like house music, like from Detroit, I like, like Mike Agent Clark, and all those guys.
Oh
It's
yeah.
super inspirational for me to listen music when I'm creating something, because like, silence, it's fine, it's music too, but but you need to get into the vibe and get into the mood, and music helps to get it.
Shout out to Mike Clark. He was my mentor in Detroit. Very small world.
Yeah, we spent like almost few days or 5 days in Switzerland together.
Yeah,
Like
he's awesome.
super nice guy. I really love him.
Yeah, he's a staple for Detroit. He is an honorable man. So he helped me get my DJ career started as well. I was their warm-up DJ along with Tony Nova. So I love
Nice.
to hear the different layers of the world kind of completing themselves. We'll have to all get
Yes.
together one of these days in Detroit for the festival there.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely love to go at some point
Get that
to
vibration.
Detroit. Yeah, and
Yeah, oh my
to
gosh,
see that.
Graffiti, you would tear it up. You'd have so much fun on these warehouses.
Yeah,
There's,
because I've been growing up on like JD and
yeah,
like Medley, but and those Stones Throw records, like music, it's formed me because of the music from them. It's like quite unique. It's not like mainstream, but it's super intense music for me.
yeah, I can see that that matches your personality. You have such a like an intense kind of aura, not in a bad way, but it's like you're about that business. You have a lot of different layers going on. You not just with your art and your family, but this will kind of pivot into the next question that came from somebody in the abstract chat. Do you produce your own NFTs? So I was going to pull up the Dillas if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah, I did some like let's say back in 2021 and 22. I was trying to uh, make like 101 NFTs and yeah, some of them were sold, and I still wanted to bring some collection, and when Ape Chain came, the first release, what we did with the Blever, we released the brains, the pixelated small brains, first release on Ape Chain, and then because there were some issues with the contract and stuff like that, uh, I realized I want to do like the social experiment for me, so I saw that time, I saw like all the monkeys and all the crazy collections what just came out, and I said, okay, so I will do my own social experiment where I will use like only free tools, only like starting with 0 followers, with a completely new account. We'll try to build everything by my own, and with all the tools what I would like to use, and just try it as how far and how quick I can just put it out, and I started to draw Dillas, those crocodiles, and I started with some crazy. I didn't even know that there will be the crocodiles. I started with some crazy animals, like it was apes, it was like, I don't know, cheetahs, or it was like what was that, another one, some sheets, and
Yeah. Yep.
completely crazy animals. But I choose that one, and I just made this whole collection in like, I mean I draw that in like 3 hours, like all those traits and all those bodies and everything. I did it in 3 hours on iPad, and then I used the generator what my friend built it, so everything I've put together, I started to build the community, I started to build the audience, and try to collect the wallets, and I released everything in like 10 days, and it was sold out in 11 minutes. So that was super crazy collection, which I'm like super proud of, not just like because of minted out and everything, but because of the process, how I can handle it, and how can be inspired for like another people, because then I try to help to some other guys with different collections, like with the advising, and you know, it was quite funny to see how this world can works. You know, if you are, I would say, at the right time, right position, right movement, you know, like be part of the right community and everything who can help you to achieve it, you know. So I'm pretty happy that I'm in an ape community. It was like in an ape chain, so everything was super smooth in the terms of mint as well. Shout out to Blever guys and all the G's and ape ape related people, you know. So yeah, so Dilas are up. Dilas will be forever, and it's homage as well for Jay Dilla, because it's like one of my favorite producer, and it's, you know, now I'm working slowly because I'm still like one man show. So I'm working slowly on like the 3D models, which can be maybe one day in metaverse, you know. So maybe we will run with the Dillas in other side, or Nifty Island, or some other metaverses. So yeah, this is on my roadmap. But at the same time, I need to focus on the fashion thing, more fashion things. So I'm mixing those two projects together, and yeah, needs to jump from one to another. So it's quite hard, but yeah, I'm trying to maintain it. Sorry, I can't hear you.
You got me back. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
now, yeah.
Yay. Okay, thanks for that. I try to click it off mute so I can keep up with the chat. You don't have to hear the typing. Pardon me for that. I'm on a different tech system today. Are you currently displaying in the Journey Gallery as well?
Yeah, thank you for the connection. Definitely, I love that.
Do you want to share a little bit too? You're welcome so much. Do you want to share a little bit on what Journey is about to those that might not know?
Yeah, yeah. So Dillas are now in the gallery. It's a Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Or Los Angeles? Yeah, Las Vegas. I wanted definitely to see that, but it's like on the opposite side of the globe. So I hope next time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that it happened, because it's proof that that's not only the JPEG is not only, you know, something what you can mint and put it on your wallet just like that, but it's a proof of art as well for me. So I'm pretty happy that you got me into that gallery, or the contact there, and yeah, that's amazing. You know, I've never expected that sometimes it happens, you know. So for me and for the Dillas, it's a like a huge milestone to be, for me, overseas, you know, to be somewhere exhibited as like, you know, digital art. You know, if I'm telling it to somebody here, they are just ask me what the fuck is those crocodiles, you know, or what's that, what's those stickers are, you know. And it's quite funny to see how people react, because I know it's just the character, it's just the PFP, but I think we are part of the history. We are part of the ape chain, and we are part of the movement. So this is more like the stronger message than just, you know, put it to your wallet, basically.
Mhm. No, I agree with that. I was also the same thrill for me when I had my artwork displayed at the Journey Gallery, because it's the number one NFT metaverse gallery in the world. So when you walk
Hmm.
in, there's all of these different screens, and it can be very overstimulating if you have no idea anything about NFTs or Web3. So when I landed in Las Vegas, the first day that I went there, it was called First Friday. So that means
Hmm.
there's like 40, 50,000 people walking around, and everyone was coming into the galleries. And I could hear people say just their first thoughts on NFTs. And we are so early, Pauser. We are so early. And the fact that we're like one of the very first to mint or authenticate on the blockchain is going to make these assets even more valuable because we're experimenting, we're building community, like you said. You have utility coming, which is amazing. You want to make these wearables into the metaverse. And I pulled up some of the pieces that I found. You'll have to kind of share. I haven't been able to dabble in this yet, but I've seen a lot of folks are reposting this here. It appears that your guy is wearing your
Yeah.
scarf. So you want to tell us a little bit about what this immersive experience is and how you made it happen?
Yes. So this is the big shout out to Rida and Yuga Labs because they produced the, let's say, tool for creators where you can use your own ape. You can put him clothing from all the made by apes, creators and builders. So it was amazing for me when Rida came to me and asked me if I would like to put my scarves inside, and for me it was like super huge milestone because since when I was a kid, I wanted to like build games, and get into the like digital somehow. Let's get like to the behind the screens, to get my assets inside the games and everything. So they provide us the tool where you can put just your assets and you can use it for your own, character, and you can use it for metaverse in the future. So can you imagine, like 5 years ago, that you will have like your own t-shirt in your own character, or your own scarf, which was, for example, this one, the white one, was like super custom scarf for especially for Ape Fest made, so this is like all those elements putting together. It makes more sense, what in the terms what you are doing or what we are doing all together, because we are building the strong community and building the history of like the bridge between digital and the physical things,
Yeah, I think this is so fun. I recognize the scarf from Lisbon. Wasn't that your custom Lisbon scarf? The
Yeah,
blue? Yeah, it's really
yeah,
good. It's
yeah.
amazing how.
This one was actually, I was yesterday, no, on the weekend. I was in like super nice event, and I was wearing that 101 scarf, and everybody just asked me, hey, where I can get it, and I said, you can't get it, it's already sold out. So it was funny.
I love it. They're so. I remember seeing you at the NBA bodega. I'll pull the scarves up again, and it's just the details of the color, the vibrancy, the feeling. It's amazing. Before we segue into some of the things about Lisbon and all the events that you hosted, do you want to share with us like how often you are making drops for scarves? Like you just mentioned that one of one is sold out. Is there going to be more coming? I do see on your website that you've got products that you can buy. Do you have other things in line that you might be dropping?
Yeah, so for the scarves, to be honest, I wanted to create like at least 4 or 5 drops per year, but I'm quite behind. So, but now I'm working on like new collection, which is almost done, like in the terms of designs, and some of them I want to keep like still in, like, let's say, like graffiti way, of the design. Some of them I want to do, or I want to prepare one custom scarves for just for mutants, and one custom scarf just for the apes. So this will come, I would say, in like 1 month, and the new collection will be the same. I think maybe May or something. It depends on the producing, but those customs will be the drop which will be probably limited for some time to be able to create it, and will be limited for some amount as well. And I got another like part of the collection which I would like to present, and it will be more into like, let's say, local traditional way of the types of the designs of scarves, because where I'm from the region in Czech Republic, it's like Moravian region called Hana. It's like super small region, and historically they are like there is like, I don't know, 200 years of like history of scarves, and I just realized that, like, they use it in like the way of super traditional clothes, with the scarves like our grandmas was like wearing. So I'm just doing one or two designs which I will release, and it will be based on those like historical traditional things. So it will be fun. I took it in my own way again. It's not like super flourish like topics, like it was like 100 year ago, but it will be definitely worth to check it as well. So I would like to show you some, but let's keep it hidden. And I will I
Let's,
will reveal it. I will reveal it as soon as I will have it like 100% done. So
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, stay tuned. It will be definitely soon.
If anyone is just now tuning in, if I would invite you all to follow Pauser on his Twitter. I'm going to post it here on the spotlight. So that you can get that alpha, turn on those notifications. He's really cooking up some beautiful artwork, creative street. It's unique. It's very different from our space. So that's why I think it's so important to kind of stay in touch with him. And our first time meeting, we've got about 20 minutes or 15 minutes left of the show. I want to share a little bit about our first time meeting. We were in Lisbon, but before that, we were very well connected through the Board Minds Club, which is a group of artists from around the world that chat about art and all that good stuff. And so you facilitated, along with other teammates, was it 200-foot wall, or how many meters around
Yeah,
that?
I around that, like something like that. Yeah, 2 levels floor. Yeah.
2 levels of the floor. I'm looking for the photos from Lisbon here so that we can show, and just orchestrated all different forms of creative talent. I've never spray painted in that capacity, but it was very welcoming. Everyone that was there was like, this is just for anyone to come, and you really did bring the energy for everyone, especially our first timers. So this is a piece of the wall I'll pull up, see if I can get a little bit more of it. And it sort of wrapped itself around. And so we had folks like All City, Freshest Kicks, Cherry, Frank, myself, Infitorum, and a few others. And we just came in and had a good time. And do you want to share more about the sponsors and the folks that you got sort of
Yeah.
onboarded? It was a big hike for this.
Yeah, it was like initial idea when I got into the community, and I met in the first time in Lisbon on NFC Lisbon All City, and we like immediately know that we came from graffiti scene, so we started to chat and like talk about like, okay, let's do some shit together, and then when we realized the Ape Fest will be in Lisbon, I said, okay, I did like huge mural back in the days in 2021 in Lisbon, which was like 15-meter long and 8 meters high. So it was like super big mural. And I realized, okay, so let's do some graffiti event, you know, together, and put the creative guys and creative graffiti artists all together, because it's just about that. I love the vibe when you can create something together, you know, when people do something at least, you know. So yeah, after the tweaking some calls with OCD and you, and we realized we can even apply for some small grant for that, and I got a permission for the wall from the city council of Lisbon, and also sponsoring from the NBQ spray cans. So yeah, we put everything together, and like mutant beer and board munchies guys got some super nice things to drink and eat. So yeah, it was like super nice vibe, super nice weather, even like few hours were raining, but who cares, you know. So that was, you know, like something what I would love to do, like every year, you know, like every place where we will go together, let's make something, let's paint something, and even if it will be under the roof of Yuga, or if it will be only somewhere in the streets, you know, if we will get a permission, or yeah, it's, you know, that's the vibe. We need to continue with it. I love to. I got like experience with like street art festival here in Czech. I'm founder of street art festival, which is running like 15 years already, maybe 17 years. So I got a lot of experience with doing those like graffiti stuff. So I'm really happy, especially in this event, that we brought together people who never painted, you know, and they were super keen to write something, and everybody who came was like, hey, give me the spray can, I need to write my name, you know, I need to write something. And it's the foundation of graffiti, because you just want to sign your name, you know, somewhere, you just want to write it. So that was like super nice experience to see like people, how they connect with the spray can, and how they can even collaborate, because a lot of people from the community just help us to paint the wall, you know, to do the backgrounds, you know, or bring beers or whatever, you know. So that's the community aspect in real life, which I love, you know.
I'm reliving Lisbon, looking through these photos, because it was the highlight of my entire travel, was creating all of this with the community. It was, again, just people that have never done it before, picking up a spray can and just going out there and trying something unique. And I can just remember just the happiness that people were shining because they were doing something that they've never done before. And then we had that short little moment of rainfall come in, and so all of us huddled under the tree. But then you could see a couple people still with an umbrella, and they were just so into it. They didn't want to stop. And I thought that was awesome. That was a heavy lift, and you left a monumental moment for the whole Web3 world there. And I do hope, I'm crossing my fingers that, you know, next time around we can get my former team at Yuga to back this, or other ways to support, because we should do this every year.
Yeah, that would be definitely great if we can continue with it, and even, you know, every time if somebody will come to Czech Republic, we got plenty of walls, we got a lot of spray cans as well. So just hit me up and we can paint something, you know, and even for if I will go somewhere, I'm every time happy to jump on some wall and paint something, you know.
That's amazing. Yeah, Pauser is such a collaborative person. He's just volunteering himself and his time. So everyone that's listening in, again, please follow his journey and all the things that he's got cooking, because he is one of a kind, and I really love to. And I'm loving this interview, and more questions are coming in, and we've got 10 minutes until we close. So I'll start firing off some of these folks here. The first question is, well, first first the folks want to give you flowers. They're saying that it's really cool how many things that you do, and you're not trying to shine yourself in any way. You're trying to shine everybody in the community. So I thought that was a very nice compliment in the abstract chat. Thank you. And then another is asking, do you have a favorite graffiti artist or anyone that they could look into?
To be honest, I've never had like the favorite graffiti artist, because I've tried to do everything like differently. I got so many like super talented friends, like around the world, which I really like the style. I like what they are doing, but I can say I got like one favorite artist, because for me, I'm taking like it's not just about the inspiration, but it's just about like the visual attitude, and it's I like basically everything. I like all the art, because every hand of each person is different, and like nobody is the same, so even if it's like kids painting, or even if it's like super professional painting, it's nice, and you can take something from it, you can get inspiration, you can get the color scheme, or something, how people think about like the combination of, for example, letters or colors. It's hard to say, but one of my favorite artists is All City.
He truly is. He's the gem. He just matches everything about his tone and his voice and his hustle. Yeah, shout out to All City again. I love that man. Oh, I can't wait to do it again. That was so cool.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
should I say, like, from like, let's say famous artist, my good friend is Mr. Deo. It's the guy from Portugal, or Paris. Those guys from Portugal are as my brothers, so we spend so much time together. We paint a lot of walls. Also Soten and Slider guys from Europe, Caleb Nealon from US. Yeah, a lot of guys, like, it's really hard to say who is like the favorite one, like, I got those people. I like those people because of their person, because of like of the friendship, basically,
that's a very humbling. That's a very humbling way to say. I draw my inspiration from like different artists, like Picasso and Monet, and I like to just focus on other styles and then just like incorporate it into mine. And it's interesting to hear how other artists have the method.
yeah. But for example, I really like Henri Matisse, or even like some impressionist, or all those styles, even like the prehistoric painting, everything is nice. I like that,
You're very eclectic. You're very versatile artist. That's really good. So we're coming up to cap soon. I just want to give a quick little thank you to everybody that's tuning in. Positive has been a tremendous, amazing person to have here. And there's a lot of questions that are flooding in. So if we can't get to all of them, I invite you to follow Posler on Twitter. His DMs are open. He's already mentioned a couple times that if you want to spray together or you want to talk about a collaboration, yeah, he's the open-minded person. Just send him what you're thinking. So one of the questions that has come in is, what type of legacy do you hope to leave with your art or the digital communities? You're doing so much. Like, what do you hope that is like a staple that people remember?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm doing the art you know because I'm doing it, and it's a art or the digital something, it doesn't matter. I need to create something, I need to be motivated to create more, every day. So it's just the running motor, what drives me forward. And I'm not that person who is like sitting and watching TV, or just I need to do something, so every day, if even if it's like digital, I can just draw on iPad, do 3D stuff. I want to learn every day something, so I don't want to stay in a bag and wait until some opportunity will come. I'm just going straight forward, and maybe I will hit some. So it's just about like self motivation, and like trying to go forward with what I'm doing, and like I said in the beginning, to be consistent. I think it's the key thing for every artist, to keep the work consistent, because if you are not consistent, you are not recognizable from the public.
I think you and I have a lot in common, or maybe it's just an artist vibe, but I'm the same way. I have to have something in my hand, a paintbrush or other. I don't own a TV. I haven't owned a TV since I was 13. So I feel like we really do live on the outside of the world, because I just get I'm like almost bored, where I'm like, okay, what can I work on now? How can I
Yeah.
and make something fun? Um, so
you
let
know
we'll
for for me it's even quite hard to go running, or to go biking, because every time I'm thinking, what should I do, because I don't want to like stop thinking of my brain when I'm like sport or something. I still thinking what I should do. So it's quite crazy, maybe.
you're moving really fast and your brain wants to get out that creative
Yeah,
flow.
I need to chase my brain.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you and I are just two peas in a pod. I'm the same way. I'm like, gotta do this thing, gotta do this thing. Can't wait to do that thing.
Yeah.
It's because we're visionaries. Artists can see things all the way through, because we want the person, our audience, to feel what we want to convey to them. So when we're
Yeah.
creating, we're putting in our mind, what is that person gonna see? And if it's abstract, which you and I make a lot of abstract, not every person is gonna see the same thing. So it's
Hmm.
it's it's a gift for sure, and a blessing to be so creative. And we're making the world a better place just by adding all the colorfulness and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, at least I'm trying to bring some fresh colors.
Yes, yes, you certainly are. You're shining through. And so we'll do one more question from our audience, and then we'll wrap up with some goodbyes. And it's been so great. It's gone by so fast. You've already mentioned a couple of these projects that you are working on, your collaborations. Is there any one that stands out that you're most excited about, or are they all kind of equilibriums where each of them have its own vibration?
Mm, it depends. I think for me now, most interesting project is the scarves and the fashion, because I see it as a my expression, and let's say gift to the Web3 and Web2 community, to bridge it together, and also like collaborations with brands like Yuga or BMW, and here the street art festival with BMW, and all those, like, let's say, half commercial things. It's super nice, but like, have the freedom of creativity. It's in all those collaborations, but in the terms of those scarves, which is like only one size medium, is quite challenging for me, and every time I need to rethinking how to do it, so it's for me the most challenging part, but at the same time it's more.
Yeah, you have to, even with the challenges, there's always something hidden in that to learn about. Okay, I know why that was that way now. And it doesn't seem like it. It's like a happy mess. It's a happy
Yeah.
mess. And I'm being poked to ask this question, because this is in the abstract channel, and abstract and ape chain are two different worlds. So our friends are asking, how did you select this mutant? What drew you to this?
To select my mutant.
No,
Oh,
what made you want to this as your avatar? Why this one?
Mm,
Was there something
because
about it?
no, it
No,
was it, it was like the
just something on
uh,
the floor.
not even like that, but it was with we selected with my daughter when we
Okay,
were like scrolling through, and she was like, hey, this guy looks like you know, you should get this one.
that's perfect. That's
Yeah,
perfect. I love it. It's got like a creative hat on, very artistry, and I like that
yeah.
you use it in between with your pictures and
You
things
know,
like
I like the color scheme. I like those gradients. That's like my significant like gradients in my works as well. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. I thought I'd ask to the chat. And there's a few other questions that came in, but we're at time, and we want to give everybody that opportunity to reach out to Pazzo directly. So for everyone that's just now jumping in, or you came in a little bit later, we take this content and we rewrap it into a blog post on the apegoddess.com. So for those that need those subtitles, that's usually added by the end of the day. So I'll reshare that out for everyone to tune in. Pauser, it's been so awesome to have you. I'm sorry, my little chihuahua here, my service animal, wants to also say hello and goodbye. Is there anything you want to share with everyone for tuning in, or any last thoughts?
yeah. I want to thank you to invite me because it was really nice time to spend with you again, and as well I want to like to motivate all the builders and creators like still create and still building, cook something, and don't stop, just do it, you know. It's just about like the self motivation and you know, get get into it, you know. So if you are just open for some collabos or want to ask me something, just hit me a DM, and yeah, we can cook something together. I'm open for everything. I like every type of project, so let's do whatever we can.
That's amazing advice for all of our creators. Just go out there and build. And also something that resonated with me, consistency. What you said
Yeah,
earlier, staying
yeah,
consistent.
that's the key to like keep you on track, you know.
That's so good. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm sure you're in the mid-afternoon if I'm over in the morning. And you know, you're doing a wonderful job. You're spreading awareness for artistry on the feed, all of the different pillars that you have with your scarves and your NFT collection and all the immersive things in the IRL event. So flowers to you, Pauser. It's been a blessing to have our journeys cross, and I can't wait to see what we're going to cook up in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, and I'm really grateful to be here. Thank
You're
you.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to take you off stage and say goodbye to everybody, but thank you for tuning in, Pauser. Okay.
Ciao.
What a guy. Isn't he just an amazing spirit? That was a very personal connection to have Pauser on. Again, our journey started many moons ago, just in a group chat, and we grew into this IRL experience. And also, he was just so helpful over in Lisbon with some of the things that I needed with access. So he is a one of a kind person. I gave some gift bags to him, and his daughter, his family, just they lit up when they saw it, the crowns and everything. So again, please check out Pause in here. This is his handle. And for those that are coming in a little bit later, we're gonna wrap this whole experience into a podcast blog. It's gonna be on the apegoddess.com. So we'll have those subtitles there for our access users until we can get them generated in real time. So we'll see you here again tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday, and that'll be 8 p.m. Eastern, and can't wait to facilitate the next one. So ciao, ciao for now. Thanks all.